Happy morning to you all. Blue Stars Higher Secondary School welcomes you all to learn the remaining part of the poem Makavati the Mystery Cat, which was written by T.S. Eliot. Now, we are going to see the outline of this poem. T.S. Eliot describes the mysterious qualities of a cat of villainous character in his poem Makavati the Mystery Cat. Makavati is a tall and thin cat who always commits crime. He never leaves any trace of evidences of his crime. So, the detective agencies such as Scotland Yard and Flying Squad are unable to arrest him. Makavati breaks the human law as well as the law of gravity. His brows are deeply lined with thought of continuous planning of crime. Makavati has sunken eyes and his head is highly domed. He never combs his whiskers because he is not having time to comb it. He moves like a snake. The poem describes Makavati as a devil, looting, stealing jewel cases, stifling pigs, robbing treaty from foreign office and plans and drawings from Admiralty are the crimes committed by him. What are the crimes committed by the Makavati? Looting. Looting means stealing everything like jewel cases, and then looting some cupboards, that means food items or storage cupboard, and then stifling pigs. Pigs means a small Chinese dog, and then robbing some treaties from the foreign office, and then some other plans and drawings from the Admiralty, that means a department, government department. These are the crimes committed by Makavati. He escapes using an alibi. Mungojery, Rumpelteazer and Griddlebone are the agents for Makavati. So, it is referred as the Napoleon of crime. So, by this poem, T.S. Eliot is saying all his imaginations by this poem. It's an everlasting poem by T.S. Eliot. It's a fictional character. Makavati is a fictional character. He describes him as the hidden paw and Napoleon of crime. He created the poem after he got inspired by the famous villain character of Professor James Moriarty of Sherlock Holmes stories by Arthur Conan Doyle. The poem is the best known of Eliot's book, Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats. Makavati is a mystery cat. He is known as hidden paw because he is a master criminal who can disobey any law. Even the famous detective agencies like Scotland Yard and the Flying Squad are unable to catch him. He is the cause of the bafflement of Scotland Yard and despair to the Flying Squad. Whenever they reach the place of crime, the cat will not be there. He escaped soon. He is a master in breaking the human laws and the law of gravity. He is a ginger cat and he is very tall and thin. His eyes are deeply sunken in. His eyebrows are deeply lined with thoughts. His head is dome-like round in shape. His coat is dusty with neglect. His whiskers are not combed. He is always alert and wide awake. No one can be equal to Makavati as he is the unique one. It is because he is a devil in a shape of a cat. He is a giant with evil quality. His outward impression is respectable as he is very clever and cunning. His footprints are never to be found in any file of Scotland Yards. He commits the looting of the larder and ransacks to steal the jewel case. He is responsible for the missing of milk and strangulation of a pig dog. Strangulation of pig dog is nothing but killing the Peknese. Peknese means a small Chinese dog, killing him by pressing his throat. Some more crimes such as breaking of the greenhouse glass, trellis are usually committed by him. But it is surprising that he does not leave any evidences of crime behind him as if he does not present there. When a file of treaty from the foreign office is found missing, or the Admiralty has lost some plans and drawings, or a scrap of paper is found in the hall or on the stair, then there is no use in investigating the matter because he will not be there. There is no use in investigating the matter because he will not be found responsible for those crimes. The Secret Service might say that it is done by the cat, but that is of no use. It's useless. There had never been a cat of such deceitfulness and suavity in the past. He is always using an alibi whatever time the crime took place. He was not present at place of the crime at that time. The other cats like Mungojeri, Rumpelteazer, Riddlebone are the agents of Macavity who controls their operations. He is really the Napoleon of crime. He has also controlled and organized crime with the partners Mungojeri, Rumpelteazer, Riddlebone, etc. Now we are going to see the textual exercises given in this unit. Based on your understanding of the poem, answer the following questions in a sentence or two. What is Macavity's nickname? Macavity's nickname is Hidden Paw. Why is the flying squad frustrated? When the flying squad reaches the scene of crime, they could not find Macavity, so it's frustrated. Which law does Macavity break? Macavity breaks the human law. What makes a fakir stare in wonder? Macavity's power of levitation makes a fakir stare in wonder. Describe Macavity's appearance. Macavity is tall and thin and its eyes are sunken. Where can you encounter Macavity? We can encounter Macavity in a by street and in the square. Why does the poet say Macavity is outwardly respectable? Macavity is always preoccupied with some serious thoughts. His coat is dusty and his whiskers are uncombed. Who does the Secret Service suspect when a loss is reported? The Secret Service suspects Macavity when a loss is reported. What is Macavity expected to be doing after committing a crime? He is expected to be relaxing happily or doing difficult division sums. Mention any two qualities of Macavity. Macavity breaks all human laws. It has the power of levitation and it escapes from the scene of crime immediately. Which two characters does the poet refer to as examples of wicked cats? The poet refers to Mungojeri and Riddlebone as examples of wicked cats which are mentioned in the poet's book Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats. Why is Macavity called the Napoleon of crime? Macavity is responsible for all the crimes that happen in its place. So it is called Napoleon of crime, which means leader of criminals. Read the poem once again and complete the summary using the words given in the box. Macavity, the mystery cat. It's a humorous poem where the poet T.S. Eliot describes the mysterious qualities of a shrewd wild cat. He commits a crime at every possible opportunity. He is an elusive master criminal who leaves no evidence after he commits a crime. Even the Scotland Yard, the London detective agency, is unable to arrest him. The flying squad is desperate because every time they rush to the crime spot to seize Macavity, he is not there. He breaks the human law as well as the law of gravity. He baffles even a fakir with his powers of levitation. Macavity appears tall and thin with sunken eyes. He is always preoccupied with some serious thoughts. His coat is dusty and his whiskers are uncombed. Macavity is a devil in the guise of a cat. He appears to be outwardly respectable, but his actions disprove it. Macavity loots the larder, ransacks the jewel case, and breaks greenhouse glass. But wonder of wonders, he is not to be found anywhere. He is always a mile away from the scene of crime, happily relaxing or doing difficult division sums. He is clever at making up an alibi every time he plots a crime. All the notorious cats are nothing but the agents of Macavity, the Napoleon of crime. Now we are going to see the paragraph questions. What are the mysterious ways in which Macavity acts? We have to write the name of the poem, poet, and then theme. Poem, Macavity the Mystery Cat. Poet, T.S. Eliot. Theme of the poem, mysterious qualities of a shrewd wild cat. His powers of levitation would make a fakir stare, and when you reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. T.S. Eliot was an essayist, a critic, a playwright, and a pioneer of the 20th century. He won the Order of Merit and received the Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1948. In T.S. Eliot's poem, Macavity the Mystery Cat, he describes the mysterious qualities of a cat of villainous character. He is a tall and thin cat who is always up to some crime. He is too clever to leave any evidence of his guilt. He is an enigma to every detective agency in the world, including Scotland Yard and Flying Squad, who are specialized in investigating crime. There is never enough proof to arrest him, and he is a mile away. For all crime spots, his brows are deeply lining as a result of continuous planning of crime. The poet accuses Macavity of misbehavior, such as stealing milk, but also holds him responsible for major crimes. He has been suspected of vandalism, theft, cheating at cards, and spying. He breaks the human law as well as the law of gravity. He comes out with an alibi every time he plots a crime. Thus, Macavity acts in mysterious ways. His brow is deeply lined with thoughts. His head is highly domed. The next question. Give an account of Macavity's destructive mischief. Poem, Macavity the Mystery Cat. Poet, T.S. Eliot. Theme, mysterious qualities of a shrewd wild cat. And when the larder's looted, or the jewel case is rifled, or when the milk is missing, or another pig's been stifled. T.S. Eliot was an essayist, a critic, a playwright, and a pioneer of the 20th century. He won the Order of Merit and received the Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1948. The poem accuses Macavity of misbehavior, such as stealing milk, but also holds him responsible for major crimes. He is referred to as a fiend in feline shape. He has been suspected of stifling pigs, vandalism, theft, cheating at cards, and spying. After the crime, he will not be found in the place. He will be miles away from the spot of crime. He always keeps an alibi for his crime. He breaks the human law as well as the law of gravity. He is always preoccupied with some serious thoughts. Macavity loots the larder, ransacks the jewel case, and breaks greenhouse glass. But wonder of wonders is that he is not found anywhere there. And when the loss has been disclosed, the Secret Service say it must have been Macavity, but he is a mile away. The third one, describe the appearance and qualities of Macavity. Poem, Macavity the Mystery Cat. Poet, T.S. Eliot. Theme, mysterious qualities of a shrewd wild cat. Macavity, there is no one like Macavity, for he is a fiend in feline shape, a monster of depravity. T.S. Eliot was an essayist, a critic, a playwright, and a pioneer of the 20th century. He won the Order of Merit and received the Nobel Prize for Literature in the year 1948. Macavity's brows are deeply lined as a result of continuous planning of crime. Macavity has sunken eyes and his head is highly domed. He never combs his whiskers. His movements resemble those of a snake. He spends his time plotting for his criminal acts and planning how to carry them out. He is tall and thin. He is a monster of depravity. He has all evil qualities. His coat is untidy and his whiskers are uncombed. He breaks all human laws and he has the power of levitation. Power of levitation is nothing but floating, the power of floating in the air. Moreover, he is very cunning. He is an elusive master criminal who leaves no evidence after he commits a crime. Even the Scotland Yard is unable to arrest him. Macavity loots the larder, ransacks the jewel case and breaks greenhouse glass, But wonder of wonders is that he is not found anywhere there. He is outwardly respectable. They say he cheats at cards, and his footprints are not found in any file of Scotland Yards. Appreciation questions given here. After reading the given lines, you have to answer the questions that follow. Macavity is a mystery cat, is called the hidden paw. Does the poet talk about a real cat? In the poem, it seems that he talks about a real cat, but he may mean a skilled and mysterious thief. Why is he called a hidden paw? He is called as a hidden paw because he is always hidden from the Scotland Yard and Flying Squad. Next one is a bafflement of Scotland Yard, Flying Squad's despair, for when they reach the scene of crime, Macavity is not there. What is Scotland Yard? Scotland Yard is the headquarters of London Metropolitan Police Service. Here it means the police headquarters of London. Why does the Flying Squad feel disappointed? The Flying Squad is disappointed because when they reach the spot of crime, Macavity will never be there. So they cannot arrest him. Third one, he sways his head from side to side with the movements like a snake. And when you think he is half asleep, he is always wide awake. Explain the comparison made here. Macavity's movement of his head is compared to the movement of a snake, moving its head from left to right and right to left. What does he pretend to do? He pretends to sleep. Fourth one, for he is a fiend in feline shape, a monster of depravity. How is the cat described in this line? The cat is a demon in the shape of a cat, and it is full of evil qualities. Explain the phrase monster of depravity. Monster means huge and depravity means evil quality. So, it means the cat is full of evil qualities. Fifth one, and his footprints are not found in any file of Scotland Yards. What seems to be a challenge for the Scotland Yard? To find an evidence for Macavity's crime is a challenge for the Scotland Yard. Why do they need his footprints? They need his footprints as an evidence to arrest him. Next one, it must have been Macavity, but he is a mile away. What is Macavity blamed for? Macavity is blamed for a theft. Where is he? He is 1 mile away from the spot of crime. Seventh one, there never was a cat of such deceitfulness and suavity. Which cat is talked of here? Macavity is the cat which is talked of here. How is he different from the rest? In deceitfulness and confidence, this cat is different from the rest. This is the most deceitful and confident cat. Some other additional questions here. Macavity, there's no one like Macavity. He has broken every human law, he breaks the law of gravity. Why is there no one like Macavity? There is no one like Macavity because he is a criminal who cannot be caught by the police. Which human law does he break? He breaks the law of gravity. Next one, Macavity is a ginger cat, he is very tall and thin. You would know him if you saw him, for his eyes are sunken in. What kind of cat is Macavity? Macavity is a very alert and cautious cat. What kind of eyes does he have? He has sunken eyes. You may meet him in a by street, you may see him in a square, but when a crime is discovered, then Macavity is not there. Where is Macavity found normally? Normally, Macavity is found in cross streets and square. What's the speciality mentioned about Macavity? Macavity may be found in the cross street or square, but when a crime is committed, he cannot be found anywhere. Next, or the greenhouse glass is broken and the trellis past repair. There is a wonder of thing, Macavity is not there. What are the crimes mentioned here? The crimes mentioned here are breaking the glass of the greenhouse and damaging the support to the creepers. What is the wonder of thing? when the crimes like breaking the glass of greenhouse and damaging the supporting to the creepers are committed, Makaviti, who is responsible for this, is not found anywhere. Now we are going to see the ERC. Explain the following lines with reference to the context. The poetic line, his power of levitation would make fakir stare. Reference, this line is taken from Makaviti, the mystery cat, written by T.S. Eliot. Context, the poet wants to say that Makaviti has some extraordinary powers. Explanation, he describes a notorious cat which cannot be arrested by the police. It breaks the human laws and law of gravity. It has the power of levitation, that is flying above. This power makes a holy man who has the power levitate wonder at the cat. Second one, and when you think he is half asleep, he is always wide awake. Reference, this line is taken from the poem Makaviti the Mystery Cat, written by T.S. Eliot. Context, the poet wants to emphasize that Makaviti is cunning. Explanation, he describes about a notorious cat which cannot be arrested by the police. The cat is tall and thin and its eyes are sunken. It moves its head from one side to the other like a snake. It is a deceitful cat and it pretends to be sleeping. When we think that it is half asleep, it will be fully awake. And its footprints are found in any file of Scotland Yards. Reference, this line is taken from Makaviti the Mystery Cat, written by T.S. Eliot. Context, the poet says that Makaviti has a way to cheat even Scotland Yard, the London detective agency. Explanation, he describes a notorious cat which cannot be arrested by the police. It is such an elusive cat that the police could not catch it, though they are sure that Makaviti is a criminal. It does not leave any evidence of its presence in the spot of crime. The Scotland Yard police never finds any proof of Makaviti's criminal activities.